Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I am here on the show. And I am here to talk about the Kentucky basketball game here today. They start SEC play against number 14 Alabama, and they lose 89-74 on the road. They played better in the second half. Like they got to single digits. I think like 9 points was the closest they got, but they just got down by too much in the first half. They were down by like 21 at one point, and then they were down by 16 at halftime. It's just they got down by too much in the first half. It's just a recurring thing against these quality opponents we play, that would you get down by halftime. Last two games we were fortunate to come back in the second half, but it's going to be too impossible today, especially on the road. And with Alabama, they have shooters all over the floor, which is just Alabama basketball under Nate Oates. They just always have shooters out there. It's just Alabama basketball, man. Kentucky, they just, I don't know, man. Like, they're now 9-5 on the year. They just do not have the resume of an NCAA tournament team right now. Like, they're 1-5 against Q1 teams, 1 against Q2. To build a resume and to be competitive in the SEC, Jalen Lowe and Jaden Quaint's have to be good and be healthy. And they're now 1-5 versus ranked opponents. Like, just they got down by too much at halftime. You know, they start off good, a 5-0 run. Oh yeah, that's 9-5 in like a minute. This season has been a disaster so far. And Chandler's defense, I swear, every time he's on the floor, his matchup absolutely cooks him. If there's one guy I'd like to see get more run, I would like to see him play Andre Elbridge. We saw what he did versus North Carolina by defending, rebounding, and taking on Caleb Wilson. He arguably had his worst game of the year, of his freshman year. Look, he's not the full answer, but he can help and wouldn't be a negative coming off the bench. It's worth a look at this point. And Mark Pope is now 0-4 against Nate Oates in Alabama. Something has to change because this isn't the state of Kentucky at all. Out of those 4 games, I believe one of them had been competitive. The start of this game was competitive, but then Alabama was pretty much fully in control most of this game. Kentucky cut it to 9, but it's not falling for that fake comeback. If there's one play to sum up the Kentucky basketball season so far, you have a fucking Oway throwing an alley-oop to Aberdeen. Shocker. That just sums up how this season has gone so far. And Alabama was shot I think like 14 of 28, 50% from 3 at one point. And you would have thought with Kentucky having a whole week off to prepare for Alabama, they would be better with the ball screen defense, and they just continue to leave Alabama players open 3 after 3 after 3 after 3. And then leaving Hallway open a few times, Chandler, going under screens, and just leaving them open. And there was another play, Malachi Moreno's. Why did he just stay down low? He leaves Jasper Johnson to guard a big man. Of course he gets scored on. And Kentucky continued to fight, and they got down to single digits, but then Alabama got back up to double digits. Look, I just wish for once in the Mark Pope era, for the love of God, can they start strong and finish strong? Like, they didn't start strong in this game, and they got behind by too much. Too often, it's a bad start. They get in a deep hole, then a mad dash to climb out. If you get played the way they do coming out of halftime for 40 minutes, these games will look a lot closer. I'm not saying wins every time, but they wouldn't look outmatched. Instead, they just look outmatched. Which is just the truth. It's just they need to play better, like, in the first half. And they just need to also just play their best lineup. there's a lineup where there's no shooting, where like Jalen Lowe, Aberdeen, Oway, Diabate, Quaintance. Like, you need to have a shooter out there. I'm not saying Colin Chandler because he ain't been shooting good for quite a few games now. His defense is garbage. I don't know. Like, put Trent, Cam, somebody out there. And there was just no hustle. I feel like no hustle and identity for this Kentucky team. You know, thought they started to get an identity, but I guess not. And I've never understood why Mark Pope's teams are never good defending the pick and roll, because every single time. And then Kentucky gets out-hustled for a rebound off a free throw leading to another three. And Alabama really used their length and three-point shooting to their advantage. And it's just Kentucky has to get better at communicating. Like, too many open threes and Alabama's was making. So... And Noah Williamson had like 8 or 10 points, and this dude averages like 2 points a game. And Mark Pope needs to just start Jalen Lowe. Like, he plays starter minutes regardless. Aberdeen, he's not a point guard. Like, I don't know what Mark Pope needs to see, what more he needs to see. Jalen Lowe is a point guard. Aberdeen is not. He plays better not as a main ball handler. Don't know what this guy doesn't understand about that. Jalen Lowe plays 27 minutes. He basically plays starter minutes anyways. Why does he not start? And I know you can say, oh, you don't want to play him too much, get hurt. His shoulder's going to pop out again. Regardless if he starts or not. It's going to happen. Those shoulder injuries, it's going to happen. I'd rather him start. Because if it happens, it happens. Like, it's inevitable. It's going to happen again at some point. Because those shoulder injuries, they don't go away unless you get a surgery. But the Cats won the second half 40-39. But spotting the Tide 21 points in the first half got them again. They should probably stop doing that against good teams, huh? This team is what it is at this point. A bunch of random pieces and a coach who gets us down 20 each have played 12 different lineup combos. Sure do miss Kentucky being elite. Man, I'm just tired. No more victories. Probably also has a little to do with not putting your best lineup on the floor until halfway through the first half. They should probably play their best lineup, which I think is Jalen Lowe, Oway. Whoever you want to put at the 3. And probably Diabate and Quaintance or Moreno Quaintance, whatever the hell you want to do. Small forward, probably maybe Cam Williams, but maybe that's your best lineup. But you should just start your best players. That's... I don't know what's so hard about what's so hard about that. Just start your best players. So frustrating. And to be able to, but they start off good, but then 21-point lead. And Mark Pope, considering starting lineup changes to counter slow starts, that's interesting because our first 2 or 3 minutes were solid. Then we just hit a wall for sure. We're considering that all the time. What's there to consider, man? Just don't know what the hell's there. What's to consider? Consider winning. Maybe Nate Oates understands the assignment. But you gonna focus on a 5-0 start and not the 9-0 run they allow. At least Jalen Lowe and Otaya Oway were trying and were actually good. And Kentucky cut down to 10 with like 6 minutes to go, but you still know it was over. Noah Williamson averaging, 1.1 points per game had like 10 points today. And Kentucky just wasn't even remotely competitive in the first half. It was like 40-21 with 3:55 to go. And at least Otaya Oway was sluggish early because he really turned on, thankfully, because someone had to. Just Kentucky wasn't even remotely competitive after that 5-0 start. And then at the 15:32 mark, Jalen Lowe checks in. Down 9-5. Oh man, I'm so glad he didn't start. It's ridiculous. We must start every game behind because we don't start our best players. Why do you intentionally not play your best players? You're taught as a coach to play your 5 best players. Start your 5 best players. Dude doesn't. Not starting our best players has really become a Kentucky basketball tradition. Remember when Cal didn't start Reed Sheppard and Rob Dillingham, they came off the bench? But yeah, man, just another depressing Kentucky game this year. When's Kentucky football season start? Because I'm looking forward to the Will Stein era. When's Kentucky football start? Never thought I'd be saying that. It's when you know Kentucky basketball's in the shitter. So yeah, Alabama wins. They scored 89 points. They improved to 11-3 on the year. They're 1-0 in the SEC at the start of SEC play. Scored 50 in the first half, 39 in the second half. They went cold from 3 in the second half, but it didn't matter. Or they started off hot, still hot to start the quarter, but after that they went cold. Kentucky, they scored 74 points. They dropped to 9-5. They're 0-1 in SEC play. They scored 34 points in the first half, 40 in the second half. Let's go over Kentucky stats. Oway, 22 points, 8 for 16, 8 rebounds, 8 of 16. Aberdeen's 7 points, 1 for 7. Diabate, 6 points, 8 rebounds, 2 for 6. Moreno, 4 points, 3 rebounds, 2 for 2. Chandler, 3 points, hit 1 3, but that was it at the very start of the game. Dude's defense is trash, and he doesn't even shoot anymore. Quainton's 5 points, 6 rebounds, 2 for 4, but he had a rough game. Unless you were Jalen Lowe or Oway, yeah, terrible game. Be right back. Garrison played 9 minutes, had 1 point, 3 blocks, but you're gonna play double B. Play Moreno and Quainton, not Garrison. Jasper Johnson, 6 minutes of cardio. Cam Williams, 5 points, 1 for 4. Lowe, 21 points, 8 for 16, 2 assists, 3 rebounds, 2 steals, and a block. Kentucky shot 42 from the field, 21 from 3, 4 of 19. 69 from the line, 20 of 29, 37 boards, 9 assists, 12 turnovers. 6 steals, 5 blocks, 12 O boards, 25 D boards, and 19 fouls. For Alabama, Holloway, 26 points, 5 assists, 7 of 11 from the field, 6 of 8 from 3. Wright Sale, 5 points, 2 for 10. Fallon, 17 points, 6 for 16. Sherrill, 3 points. Mariano, 11 points, 9 rebounds, 3 of 4 from 3. Houston Millette, 14 points, 5 rebounds, 5 of 7 from field, 4 of 6 from 3. Noah Williamson, 10 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 5 of 7. London Jemison hit a 3. Bama shot 46 from the field, 39 from 3, 15 and 38, 75%, 12 and 16 from the free throw line, 41 boards, 17 assists, 10 turnovers, 8 steals, 3 blocks, 14 O boards, 27 D boards, and 23 fouls. Early this game, Kentucky really used their defense to score, but then after that, they couldn't get any turnovers, and yeah, they struggled. Mightily struggled. Yeah, that's really all I say for this game, honestly. So, yeah, Kentucky drops their SEC opener, 89-74 to Alabama. After a good start, went to the shitter very, very quickly. At least the women's basketball team is good. Very good, I should say. But yeah, Kentucky's next game will be Wednesday, 7 p.m. at home against Missouri. Yeah. That's what I gotta say. Leave a like, subscribe for more. Peace.